Tonight, I'm going to talk about this book, The Explosive Child, and I'm going to share a passage of it with you. It is written by Dr. Ross W. Greene. Chapter 2. Kids do well if they can. You know the things that are commonly said about behaviorally challenging kids. They're manipulative, attention-seeking, unmotivated, stubborn, willful, intransigent, bratty, spoiled, controlling, resistant, out of control, and defiant. There's more. They are skilled at testing limits, pushing buttons, coercing adults into giving in, and getting their way. You know, perhaps from personal experience, the things that are said about their parents. They're passive, permissive, inconsistent disciplinarians. They botched the job. Don't believe any of it. Thanks to the research that's accumulated over the past 50 years or so, we now know better. What can be summarized in one sentence? Behaviorally challenging kids are challenging because they're lacking the skills not to be challenging. Now that's a big change in thinking for many people, so let's break it down. Challenging kids are lacking the skills of flexibility, adaptability, frustration tolerance, and problem solving. Skills most of us take for granted. How can we tell these kids are lacking those skills? One reason is that the research tells us it's so. But the more important reason is this. Because your child isn't challenging every second of every waking hour. He's challenging sometimes, particularly in situations where flexibility, adaptability, frustration tolerance, and problem solving are required. Try to think of the last time your child had an outburst and those skills were not required. Complying with adult directives requires those skills. Interactively adapting with other people, parents, siblings, teachers, peers, coaches, and teammates does too. Handling disagreements requires those skills. So does completing a difficult homework assignment or dealing with a change of plan. Most kids are fortunate to have those skills. Your behaviorally challenging child was not so fortunate. Because he's lacking those skills, his life and yours is going to be more difficult, at least until you get a handle on things. Understanding why your child is challenging is the first step. Understanding when your child is challenging is the second step. Believe it or not, we've already covered that. Let's be more specific. Challenging behavior occurs when the demands being placed on a child outstrip the skills he has to respond adaptively to those plans. When your child has the skills to respond adaptively to demands and expectations, he does. If your child had the skills to handle disagreements and changes in plan and adult setting limits and demands placed on him without falling apart, he'd be handling these challenges adaptively. Because he doesn't have those skills, he isn't. But let there be no doubt, he preferred to be handling those challenges adaptively because doing well is preferable. And this is, without question, the most important theme of this entire book, kids do well if they can. And that goes with another video I made about children having temper tantrums where I compared it to flogged toilets. Sometimes, just getting the plumber to snake the toilet isn't enough. You have to excavate. And what is in the skills that Dr. Greene teaches in his book, The Explosive Child, is he teaches parents how to excavate, do some digging, and to see what is going on. And I wish that my parents had this knowledge when I was a kid. And I also wish that parents of my generation with behaviorally challenged children also had these skills, as well as my teachers and teachers of other children who are behaviorally challenged. And with books like this, I hope that more parents with behaviorally challenged kids will read this book, learn from it, and apply the skills, and to hopefully help their child develop better skills to adapting to challenging situations and frustration tolerance and other things that cause a child to have a meltdown.